Welcome to Big Ramatha's Adventure. I'm Josh, and on my left here is my 2022 Ram Power Wagon, also known as Big Ramatha. And over here on my right is our 2023 Intech OVR Adventure. Together, these make Big Ramatha's Adventure. Today, I'm going to do a couple of very quick and easy upgrades to the propane system on the trailer here. First, I've got this little splitter nozzle that has a gauge on it that I'm going to put on one of the tanks so that we can use a griddle outside without having to carry around extra propane tanks, since we already have two in this compartment on the trailer. And I don't want to have to disconnect and reconnect them all the time. This should make that a little bit easier. I've got a nice long, about 8-foot hose, so I can set the griddle on a table out here and cook outside and not be limited to the stovetop that we have inside the trailer. The other upgrade I've actually already got started on. I went ahead and put them on the bottom here already, and that is these sensors. This one shifted a little bit on me. I'm going to adjust that. But these remote sensors have an app that controls them, and there's a little remote display inside the trailer that I've already mounted. Now, I had to get these filled up, so I put these on before I took them to fill them up. They're ready to go. We're going to put them back inside the compartment here. Thanks to Chris over at Full-Time Thriving Adventures. I'll drop a link on their YouTube channel in the description here, but they gave some tips on getting these in and out. And they also had done their own video on these Bluetooth remote sensors on the propane tanks here. But I had a little bit of a struggle getting these things out. Hopefully they'll go back in a little bit easier. Let's give this a try. Now, the tips that they gave me was to put this inside with the opening facing the back of the trailer. And hopefully that's going to make it a little bit easier to get in. Gotta kind of lean it in first, and then, there we go. Yeah, that went in much easier. So now, you can just, now that it's in there, rotate it, hopefully without knocking that sensor off the bottom, so that we can hook it back up. Now, I'm gonna put the splitter on the other tank on the left side, and we'll wait until we get these in to put them back on there. And then I'll show you what the app looks like. This one rotated around on me as well. Let's fix the position on the center. So this has a little arrow on the bottom, and you want it to face, or kind of be pointed right at the middle, and have the sensor sort of in the middle here too, so that these will work correctly. Now let's try and get the other tank in here. And all right, this one is going to be more of a pain than the other one. Let's see. Let's get that full up a little bit. All right, I'm not going to have you watch me struggle with that. We'll go ahead and stop this, and we'll pick back up after I get it in there, and then we'll show you the app. All right, we got both the propane tanks into place now. The one on this side took a little bit of kind of angling and twisting and turning to get it in place, a little bit more difficult than this one, where we just had to face the opening towards the back and tilt it in. This one I kind of had to face the opening, started out over towards the side here, and then turn it and twist it into upright position to get it in there. It's really kind of a pain, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this splitter on here now. Now, this splitter does have a gauge on it, but you can't really see it once it's installed on the tank here, because the gauge is at the top of the tank. Luckily, that's why we have those wireless sensors on here, so that we can easily see how much propane is left in here and if we're due for a refill. Now, we didn't use this a whole lot last year. This trailer does have a propane powered furnace in it, so there's heat that uses the propane, but we didn't use that very much. I think maybe one night, actually the first night out, because it was still pretty cold for Memorial Day weekend last year when we bought the trailer, and we ended up using the heat because it got down into the 40s. Most of the time we're camping during the summer and not needing to run the heat, so the propane is primarily used for cooking. Now, we're getting ready to take this in just a few weeks on a very long trip, about 8,000 miles to Alaska and back, with a lot of cool stops in the way. So if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe so you can follow along on our journey as we make that month-long trip to Alaska and back and see a lot of cool things along the way. But now that we got this in place, let's go inside and I'll show you the unit, because I don't want to use my phone or pull out the phone app all the time to check the levels on this. There's a bit more convenient way inside the trailer. I'll show you where I mounted that and how that works. Okay, here we are inside the trailer, and you can see I've got different gauges here already. Shows me the battery, the black tank, the gray tank, fresh tank, how much is in there. I decided a good place to mount the remote sensor for the propane was in the same area, and it has two buttons on it, one for tank 1, one for tank 2, and we just push the buttons and it will flash a couple times until it synchronizes with the tank sensors, and then shows you how much propane is in there. So a couple different options. This for a quick view without having to pull my phone out and look at the app, or if I'm not in the trailer or outside and I want to take a look, I have the app to use as well. Pretty convenient if you ask me. I think that the splitter is going to be really useful on our trip. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and hope to catch you in the next one.